What's up, you guys? Peace and blessings. Novakane Omega is here. And today I want to talk about self-love, self-esteem, and why you may be feeling unhappy because of your self-esteem or your lack thereof. All right. I just tried to go live from my phone and I had to kind of restart this broadcast because it went crazy. It went crazy on me. And so unfortunately I had to stop it. So I'm over here on this crappy webcam trying to talk to you guys from my computer. All right. So self-esteem, self-love, what is it all about? Let's talk about it. If you're just joining in, say peace. Thank you. So let's go over this again. So when you are you born alone or are you born coupled up with somebody else, linked up with somebody else? You're born alone. I don't care if you're a twin. I don't care who else was born at the same time as you on earth. You are born alone. You're naked and you are here unique. You have your own unique fingerprint. You have your own unique set of things that make you you. All the DNA had to come together to make you you. All right. So yeah, you're born alone. You're here to interact with people on earth and all of that's cool and it's cute. But at the end of the day, you're here to fulfill the contract that you decided to fulfill when you came to earth. Okay. And coming to earth, there is a contract that you signed with God. All right. That stated, hey, when I go to earth, I'm going to do this thing. You know, your body is temporary. You are here temporarily. Okay. You're not here you're here to enjoy life and stuff like that, but you're not here for somebody to make you happy. You're not here for you to make somebody else happy. You're here to fulfill your purpose. Okay. That's it. And the reason why a lot of people are unhappy and have low self-esteem is because they don't understand that. They think that they're here on earth to eat candy and to have sex and to smoke. All of that is a part of life, but that's not what we're here to do. You're here to fulfill your purpose. And if you are not fulfilling your purpose, 9 times out of 10, you are unhappy. Okay. So let's get into it. I had a friend that asked me to talk about this and I'm glad he did because I have a lot that I have to say about this. Okay. But 9 times out of 10, you're unhappy. You know what I mean? All right. So let's keep going. So the contract that you sign is saying, hey, I'm here to do this. Some people kind of know why they're here. You ever met a child and they just seemed like they just had that old soul like that? That's because they know why they're here. Some people are born with a sense of knowing and a lot of us aren't. Meanwhile, you might know an old person who's an old fool, 45, 50, 60, 75 years old and just as stupid and don't seem like they understand what's going on. Because that person has lived their entire lives and has not discovered their purpose. All right. So I'm going into this to say that your purpose and your self-esteem they run hand in hand. If you don't know who you are, then your purpose, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be searching for something and it's never going to ever make you happy. Okay. It'll be fun, but it won't fulfill you. All right. And so you will never be able to be in a successful relationship, especially with somebody who loves themselves, if you don't love and know yourself. And the only way, in my opinion, for you to love yourself is for you to know yourself. Okay. All right. So who is responsible for your own personal self-esteem? You. You're responsible for your self-esteem. It's not anyone else's job to be happy for you. It's not anybody else's job to regulate your happiness or to make sure that you're happy every time you wake up. It's not your mate's job to make you happy. It is not your parents' job to make you happy. It is your own personal responsibility to make you happy. And the thing that I must stress is it's not even about making you happy. It's not your job to make you happy. It's your job to fulfill your purpose and find happiness through that fulfillment. That's important. You know, there's a lot of things I like to do that make me happy. I like candy. I like making love. I like rapping, but I can't rap all night. I can't eat candy all day. I can't make love all night and all day. I have to get up and handle my responsibilities. Okay. And that's fine. Find joy in it. Find joy in playing your role. All right. Okay. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So if somebody has low self-esteem, I don't care what you say to them. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to still have low self-esteem. They're going to still have low self-esteem. Even if you tell them how beautiful they are, if you tell them how gifted they are, they're going to still have low self-esteem anyway, you guys. You know what I mean? So that's something that you have to understand, you know, in providing advice for somebody. If you see, okay, this person has low self-esteem, you can't be like, well, you're beautiful. And that's not going to give them self-esteem. Self-esteem is personal. Like I said, Cat Williams was like, it's called self-esteem. You know, your mate can dish you, or they could wake up in the morning and roll over and be like, you ugly heifer. I can't stand looking at your fat, ugly face. Do you have to care how they feel? That's the reason why they say sticks and stones, you know, will break your bones, but the words can't hurt. Now, I don't agree with that. Words are very hurtful, but at the same time, they're only hurtful if you allow them to hurt you. If you know yourself, nobody can't come up and tell you nothing. Right? My name is Novakane. My name is Adrian. Actually, my name is Adrian. If somebody walked up to me and was like, Veronica, Brenda, I'm not going to respond to that because my name is Novakane. I don't need to be convinced. I don't have to second guess that. I know who I am. I know what my name is. So knowing who you are should be like that. Know who you are all the way. Know who you are all the way. And that way, nobody can't just come up and adjust your self-esteem with words or with actions. Okay? It's important. No matter what your background. I'm about to say this. Some people are abused. Some people come up in a household where they were told that they ain't shit, that they will never amount to anything. Some people went to school and had the teacher tell them that they remember Malcolm X. Malcolm X said his teacher told him, you know, you could be a carpenter. That's a great job, you know, but being a lawyer or a doctor or whatever, you know, that's not for Negro children. And he like, the hell if it ain't, you know, I do what I want to do. Because Malcolm X had self-esteem. So somebody abusing you is not your excuse to have low self-esteem. Let me repeat that. Somebody abusing you is not your excuse to have low self-esteem. Okay? Period. So you don't have that as an excuse. I know a lot of people whose parents treated them horribly and they have great self-esteem. Some people are fueled by being treated poorly by a parent. You might have had a parent telling you, hey, you ugly, you ugly. That might have just made you be like, look, that makes me even want to prove myself even more. You dissing me and telling me I'm not worth it. Okay? So use the things that happen to you in your life as fuel to propel you forward and to improve your self-esteem. But it's easier said than done. And I feel bad for people who are children and you have a parent, like I said, like Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson telling him, you know, you ugly. That ugly black nose that you have, you got that from your mother. You didn't get that from me because, you know, I guess he felt like he looked kind of white or whatever he thought. So he's like, oh, those African features, Michael Jackson, you got those from Catherine. So Michael Jackson grew up all his life, Frankenstein in his face, because he was told that he was ugly as a child. So that self-esteem, especially in your formative years, is very important that you get that together because you're going to be out here in this world seeking that approval from outside sources that you didn't get from mom or dad. You'll have a lot of people who are in relationships with a man or a woman, and they want that man or woman to be their mother and their father, and to add self-esteem, you know what I mean, to their experience. And it ain't their job to add self-esteem. Okay? So I feel for you if you were abused. If somebody told you you wasn't shit at a young age, I feel for you because that's a very impressionable age, but you're still responsible for your own fulfillment. I cannot stress that enough. Okay. And if you go after your own fulfillment, figure out who you are and why you're here and go for it. Nobody can ever make you unhappy. People always say to me, you know, Nov, how you doing today? How you feel? I'd be like, I feel great because all my days are good because I know who I am. And I have bad days, but even those bad days aren't bad because of that. Okay. You know what I mean? So if you got any comments, you guys, please chime in. I would love to display your comments on the screen. That's the fun thing about using this program. I don't like this webcam, but I do like the fact that I can show your comments on the screen. Okay. Judgment Day. If you're a Christian, if you are Islamic, or if you practice a Kemetic spiritual system, then you know that when you die, your heart, your deeds, when they say your heart, they're talking about your deeds. Your deeds are going to be judged. And if you read about Revelations, whatever, it says that nobody will, what's up, yo? Nobody will be able to be your lawyer. It says there'll be no intercession, meaning that when you answer to God, nobody's going to say, oh, hey, wait a minute, God, I was there and I want to call up a special witness on Novakane's behalf because she didn't do that. There's not going to be none of that. Right? Your heart is going to be weighed, and your heart is your deeds. It doesn't matter what you thought or what your intentions were or anything. What did you do? Did you take care of yourself? Did you do right or not? No lawyer there. So the reason why I'm saying that is if you end up letting yourself be abused and then you die and it's time to answer, it's your fault. You know, it's not my fault that I let somebody, it's not that person who punched me in the face. Yeah, it's their fault for throwing the punch, but it's my fault after a while for taking the punch. And I'm going to have to answer for that. And nobody's going to be my lawyer when I'm answering for it neither. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? What did you do in life? That's all that matters. All right. So it doesn't matter if you felt like I'm a victim, you know, being a victim is a sin. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. All right. So yeah, it's called self-esteem. It's your responsibility. So can anything outside of self make you happy? No. Can money make you happy? No, hell no. Right? I mean, I like buying stuff. I would love to get me a new, studio and all of that. But will that actually make me happy in my spirit? No, it's temporary. When y'all grew up celebrating Christmas, when you had Christmas and you woke up in the morning, you played with them toys for a couple of weeks, then your ass stopped playing with them toys because they're toys. They're not there to provide you inner happiness. Okay? They're not there to provide you with inner happiness. All right? So money can't do it. Can your mate fulfill your happiness? Can your mate make you happy? If you're just joining in, say peace. Just say peace. All right? You know what I mean? And I want to know what you think. All right? So we're talking about self-esteem and self-love today. All right? So that's what we're talking about anyway. Can your mate make you happy? No. Is it their job to make you happy? No. It's their job to respect you. Maybe it's their job to comfort you, console you. It's their job to make love to you or whatever it is that you guys agree upon. But it is not their job, nor are they capable of making you happy. I've had times where my mate was sad. He was sad and I was trying to cheer him up and it wasn't working because I don't have the ability to cheer him up. Only he does. Only how he feels about self has the ability to cure him. Okay? So for those of you guys who are always upset with your mate, you're always like, I don't like when you treat me like that. And you said this to me and it hurt my feelings. I'm not exempt. Stuff be hurting my feelings. My man be hurting my feelings. But as I've grown older, I've just learned to let it go. I've learned to put it where it goes and let it go. Okay. Because that person they barely know how to control their own happiness, but you expect them to make you completely happy. And then don't neither one of y'all even know yourselves. You see what I'm saying? So you can't seek happiness and you don't even know what I mean? What's your baseline? All right. Very important. So only loving yourself and playing your role can truly make you happy. When I make it, y'all, one of my roles is teaching. And when I'm teaching, I'm so happy. One of my roles in life is making music. When I'm making music, you guys, I am so happy. It makes me feel good because not only do I like it, but I feel like I'm fulfilling my role. I'm fulfilling my role. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. So peace, Nov. Talk about the line between self-love and selfishness. Sis. Sometimes self-fulfillment can be viewed as selfishness when others can't reciprocate both energies. Man. All right, Tiff. Come on now. And I actually was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about being cocky and having too much self-esteem and caring about yourself too much, or what people perceive as caring about yourself too much and stuff like that. So I am going to get into that. You know what I mean? But first, I'm going to define low self-esteem. Let's see what knowledge had to say. Took me a while to learn that, but I'm so glad I finally did. Man. Because when I was young, I remember feeling that feeling of wanting to please somebody else and how torturous it was for me. Because I was never able to please them. Even a good person, you can't please them because it's not your job to do that. Your job is to follow the laws of God, the laws of Ma'at, and the laws of the universe. You feel what I mean? And to operate within those laws. You'll be happy if you do that. Hands down, you'll be happy. Okay, so let's keep going. So what are some of the telltale symptoms of low self-esteem? You guys don't go nowhere. If you have anything to add to this, please do. One way you know that you or someone else has incredibly low self-esteem is if they're always doubting themselves and second guessing everything. Okay. If every time they go to answer a question, they know the answer, but they're like, that's low self-esteem. If every time, it's one thing to second guess because you don't understand something or because you're not sure, but it's another thing when you're totally sure about something, but something can come along and take you completely out of knowing self. Okay. That's low self-esteem. Another thing a reason why somebody hates themselves is or has low self-esteem is self-loathing. Now, this is a problem that Black people have. Our whole race is suffering from this low self-esteem problem, and it's from white supremacy. So it's not like we were just born this way, but we were born into a world that was teaching us to hate ourselves. And you know that that's true for those who deny it, because we're the only people who make music about killing each other and nigga, get out my face. I'm better than you. That's low self-esteem talking because we hate ourselves. All right. And if you're with a mate and you're wondering like, why can't I succeed with this person? You got to question, do they love themselves? because you can't work with somebody who does not love themselves. Hey, daddy, this is my mate right here. You know what I'm saying? My beautiful husband, Jason, who has self-esteem on top of self-esteem. And he rocks with me because I have self-esteem. And we don't have to try to make each other happy by rubbing butter on each other all day. I don't need him to rub butter on me for me to feel like I'm worth something. I like it, but I don't need it. Okay. And he wouldn't be sexy to me if he needed me to rub his back every time he felt insecure. You know, you got to work that out with God. Right. So arrogance is a good indicator. That's right. And I was about to say that down here. Ego. If you have a big, huge ego, if you're too cocky, Kanye West, it's a symptom of self-esteem, a low self-esteem. Lauren said in her Unplugged album, she said, we rise to ego by being insecure. And I thought that was deep because that's true. The person that you think is the cock of the walk and they got it all together, that's a facade. If you get that person behind them closed doors and get around them and see how they really live in their life, I got a lot of people like that in my life where I got close to them and I was like, wow, this person is a mess. A low self-esteem mess. But it made me feel good because I like humans. All right. Keeping poor company. Keeping poor company is a telltale sign of low self-esteem. If you look around to the left and to the right, and it's crappy friend and shitty buddy over here, user friend and Johnny come lately friend and jealous friends, you know, you need to question yourself. You need to question yourself. That's right, baby. Egos try to hide flaws. You know, you're right. My mama used to say, the emptiest cart makes the most noise. You know, the person that ain't hitting on nothing or don't really have that much substance, that's the person that's always running their mouth about how much money they got or how they slanging Johnson or whatever it is. They have low self-esteem. That's why they feel the need to talk about it. All right. So keeping poor company. So what we say, self-doubt, self-loathing, jealousy. If you're succeeding and somebody's jealous of you, then guess what that means? That person has low self-esteem. Don't get mad at them. Pity them. They're jealous of you instead of rooting for you. They're jealous because somewhere inside they don't feel like they're capable of doing it. And then rather than achieving that thing for themselves, they would rather hate on you and waste their valuable energy. I ain't got enough time to be hating on nobody. You have to love yourself before you love others. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Okay. Wasting time is a symptom of low self-esteem. Wasting time. Your time is precious. I always use this example. Let's take Pharrell or Beyonce. Let's take Beyonce. You think Beyonce got time to waste? No, because she's important. But she knows she's important. She knows why she's here on earth. She's here to be Beyonce. That's why she's so good at it. Slanging Johnson. She's here on earth to be Beyonce, fam. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, but she knows that. You ever seen any footage of her when she was a child? She knew she was going to be Beyonce. She knew from like 5 years old, that she was going to grow up and be Beyonce. So my point is, she don't have no time to waste. Ain't nobody going to come up to her and try to waste her time. She's too valuable for her time to be wasted. And she knows it. She doesn't even barely have time to be with her family. You know what I mean? That's how busy she is being Beyonce. All right. Complacency and timidness are signs of low self-esteem. Just being content with not winning. I'm not winning, but it's okay. Nah, that's low self-esteem. You a punk. Get out there and get hurt and feel life. Feel vibrations. You know what I mean? Feel pain. People who are complacent and timid about life, they're scared. They're fearful. And that is the problem with them with low self-esteem. Okay? Accepting undue blame and accepting undue blame or never accepting blame. Two forms of low self-esteem at their extreme. If you try to tell somebody that they are to blame and they're like, no, I'm not. They could have just spilled a bottle of ketchup all over your damn shirt. And if you be like, hey, you spilled ketchup on my shirt, they're like, well, that's because he bumped my arm and I spilled the ketchup. No, you spilled ketchup on my shirt. You know, like just admit it. Otherwise, you have people who are too quick to accept blame. You'll say something to them and they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's like, well, stop it. Like, you're not automatically wrong. You know what I mean? Like, argue for yourself. Take up for yourself. You know what I mean? But if you automatically feel like you're wrong, that's a sign of low self-esteem. But people will use that and say, oh, I have a lot of manners. That's not manners. That's you having low self-esteem. Okay? So let's keep moving. If I am a constant victim of abuse, is it my fault? I know you don't want to hear this. Yes. If your man beats your ass every Tuesday number 1, it ain't your fault. Tuesday number 2, okay, but Tuesday number 3, it's your fault, sis. It's your fault, bro. If you letting your woman come up and smack you in your mouth, because I don't want to do that. It's abusive women out here too. If you out here letting your woman smack you in your mouth every Tuesday, and you keep letting it happen every Tuesday, guess what? It's your fault. Man up. Take up for yourself. Let's talk about the abusive energy just in general. Abusers have low self-esteem. Abusers have low self-esteem. If you are in a situation, anybody out here listening who knows about this, abusers have low self-esteem. And if they are smacking you around, it's because there's something missing out of them and you can't fulfill them, and it's not your fault. But it becomes your fault if you keep you're enabling an abuser by putting your face out there for them to smack. If you lean your cheek over and let somebody smack you in your face, and I ain't talking about turning the other cheek. I ain't talking about the spiritual warfare that we can do by turning the other cheek. Turning the other cheek is a part of spiritual warfare, and I ain't got no problem with it. I'm talking about turning the other cheek because you a punk with low self-esteem. That's what I'm talking about. It's your fault. Okay? So it doesn't mean that I don't have any sympathy for you, sis, bro, whoever is getting abused. Children, I have a lot more sympathy for because they can't escape that situation. But you guys who are just letting someone abuse you verbally, whatever it is, stop that. Get yourself together, figure out why you're on earth and get to it. Don't let that person waste your time because that's what they're doing. Okay? And if you are an abusive person, recognize that you have low self-esteem. It's not because you're this big bad person. It's because you have low self-esteem, fam. You know what I mean? And that's it. If you're just joining in, please comment. You know what I mean? Say peace, introduce yourself, whatever it is. Okay? So it's your fault. You're your own lawyer. Remember how I was telling you earlier how when you were born on earth, you know what I mean? Basically, it's a rental car and you're here temporarily to fulfill a certain purpose. Okay. Remember how I told you it ain't no lawyer when you die and you get judged on whether or not you fulfilled the contract or not. When it's time for you to be judged on whether or not you fulfilled that contract, ain't gonna be no lawyer. All right, then. So when you're getting abused, it's your fault. It ain't no lawyer for you with that. Nobody can come in and save you. All right? Get it together. Get yourself together. I'm going to tell you something about me. I always say this. Can't nobody abuse me. You know why? Because I got too much self-esteem. If you lay your hand on me, I'm going to lay my hand back on you. I'm not blaming people who get beat. It's not fun to fight people. I don't want to be in here having to fight my man off me. But what I'm saying is I would never attract the kind of man that wants to beat a woman. Abusees attract abusers. Victims attract abusers, you guys. Very important for you to understand that. Victims attract abusers. You know what I mean? So if you're out here wondering why, you ever met a girl or a dude and everybody they were with was abusive? They got beat by this husband and then they left that husband, got with a boyfriend. The boyfriend beat him. Parents used to beat him. That victim energy is going to attract. It's like a vacuum. This is physics, you guys. Wherever there can be no like empty space. Like, you know what I mean? So whenever a vacuum opens up a hole, air comes in or whatever is going to come in to fill it. So if there's a hole inside of you, right? A deep hole in your self-esteem. The nigga is coming. That's going to test that. He's going to try to whoop your ass. Because you're in a chamber of life where you need to learn how to get through that. So the universe is going to start sending those people to you to try to teach you how to get out of it. I was in a relationship. I've never been in an abusive relationship, but I've been in a relationship where I was being, treated a certain way and letting somebody talk to me a certain way and treat me a certain way. And I was so glad that I went through that after I got out of it because nobody can never treat me like that no more. Amen. And then y'all ever been through that? And you like, look, ain't nobody gonna never treat me like that again. I ain't gonna never let nobody do me like that again. Okay, so don't look at it. If you're getting abused or if something's wrong with your self-esteem, accept the challenge so that you can learn from it because that's why it's here. That's why it's happening to you. God is not going to give you something you can't handle. The universe is not going to give you something you can't handle. So if you're going through it for a reason. Learn what you're going to learn so you can become super person. All right, we're going to talk about that in a minute, becoming super person. Okay, all right. A mortal reacts and a God responds. Dr. Karam taught me that. I wish he was up here. A mortal reacts, and a God responds. Okay. What do I mean by that? Spilled milk. So you're a mortal, right? You're a regular person. You spill some milk. I spilled the milk, right? You're a God. You spill the milk. The milk is spilled. I got to go ahead and clean that up. You're responding to something that happened, and it's not emotional. It's remedial. It's the remedy. Oh, I spilled milk. That means I got to clean up the milk. But along the way, if you really are God, you're learning from cleaning up that milk. Okay? You're learning from the spilling of milk. The spilling of milk is what teaches you about spilled milk, right? So, but if you're reactionary every time somebody says something to you, you're going to have, you again, not knowing yourself is what that is all about. You know what I mean? So learn how to be more responsible as a person that's here on earth. Be more responsible with yourself and your emotions and stuff. All right. So the covenant with self. All right, you guys, I'm starting to round it up a little bit. The covenant with self. What is that all about? Your covenant with self is your covenant with God. God is in you. Is God not in you? Can I get an amen? Is God in you or not? Let me get an amen if you agree that God is in you. And when I say God, y'all, I don't mean no particular God, no particular religion. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about spirituality. Okay? So God is inside of you. That being the case, God is speaking to you. That inner self inside of you knows everything. It's your outer self that don't know nothing. It's your outer self that wants a piece of pizza. It's your outer self that wants to have an orgasm. It's your outer self that is too tired to get up in the morning or whatever it is. Your inner self knows everything. Your inner self is always right. But we don't listen to our inner selves, so we end up with low self-esteem. And when you don't fulfill your covenant by listening to your inner self, you're going to end up with low self-esteem, and life is going to be hard for you. Life is hard because low self-esteem. That's it. Everything else is trivial. All right. So if you do whatever it is you told yourself you were going to do, damn, I need to get up. I need to go running. That's your inner self talking. Your inner self is like, no, get up and go running in the morning. Get up and ride your bike. Your outer self is like, okay, I'm going to ride my bike. Then you get up. You don't ride your bike. Guess what you just did? You broke your covenant with your inner self. You broke your promise to God. Guess what's going to happen? Consequences, repercussions, balance. If you keep not doing what you tell yourself you're going to do, you're going to start to feel a sense of low self-worth. I ain't hitting on shit. I keep telling people I'm going to do something and I don't never do it. When you tell somebody you're going to do something, you had to tell yourself first that you were going to do it. You had to tell you, for me to tell you that I'm going to come to your house today at 5:00, I had to tell myself that first. So when you break your promise with a person, you break your promise with yourself first. And then that leads to you having low self-esteem. Because after a while, you stop being able to trust yourself to fulfill your duties. You know what I mean? And you start feeling like, I'm not worth the reward that I'm seeking now. I'm not worth it because I don't fulfill nothing that I say I'm going to do. Don't do that. Just do what you told yourself you was going to do. Okay. So, what things can I do to improve my sense of self-worth? Because I don't like to just complain. I like to give some remedies. Okay. What can you do to make yourself feel better about yourself? Hey, if you're just joining in, say peace. You know what I mean? Y'all can always check out more of this kind of stuff at Soul Trust Records, Each 9, Teach 9. You know what I mean? SoulTrustRecords.com, stand up, all of that. Okay. But what are some things you can do to improve your self-worth, family? First of all, you can let go and let God. In other words, get out of your way. Get out of the damn way. Get out of the way. Sometimes you ever met somebody that just be doing too much? It would have worked, but they had to go and do all this extra stuff. Stop doing a bunch of extra stuff and let stuff just be what it is. Have some faith. Have some trust in the way the universe is set up. Everything will work out. Everything will work out. You know what I'm saying? Have some trust in it. All right? Let go. Move out of the way. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Stop being so hard on yourself. You just a person. You God too. You God. But you a person too. You are in a human body. Tommy Dagger and my man's Antoine. What's up, y'all? Love y'all. You know what I mean? So you're God. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're here. Learn a new skill. Come on now. Come on, knowledge. That you're stealing my thunder. That's definitely something you can do to make yourself feel better. Improve yourself. You know, there was a time in my life where I didn't trust my man, and I was upset with him, and I didn't, and I was waiting for him to fulfill me somehow. And then I became bitter about different things. And then every time we got in an argument, I would just let all that bitterness out on him. And then after a while, I started being like, I had a point at first, but now I don't even know what my point is, because I've become this bitter ass person that nobody wants to be around. So I just changed my temperament and my personality a little bit to be more likable. And me and him got along a lot better after that. So learning a new skill, and just learning, period. Improve yourself. You guys, anybody who has been following me for these past few years, you've seen me turn up a whole lot in these past couple of years. I didn't used to take pictures of myself and be all up here online, with selfies and all of that. Me doing that ritual on myself brought me all kinds of confidence. Did it make me happy? No, my self-esteem made me happy. But me doing that brought me all kind of confidence. You know what I mean? So do stuff you can be proud of. That's what I was going to say, Knowledge. Do stuff that you can be proud of. That's what's going to make your self-esteem improve. If you're sitting around doing the same thing, if you don't like yourself and you don't like something about yourself, change. Change it. Get off your ass. I was walking past the mirror around Mother's Day, and I was looking at myself. I'm like, I'm flabby. I don't like it. But something has come over me in my adulthood where I'm just like, okay, let me just change it. And I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just did it, you guys. And then months later, I looked up and I've lost 25, 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? What you got? Oh, thank you. You hella proud of me. I guess Bella would have been hella. You hella proud of me, and I appreciate it. And you being proud of me has made me, you guys bigging me up and, whatever. If you want compliments, if you want to feel the dopamine rush that comes along with people liking your post and people liking your pictures, make posts and pictures that people will like. Do something that people can pat you on the back for. Some of us have low self-esteem because we ain't shit. By that, I mean, we ain't doing nothing that's going to give you high self-esteem. If you're just sitting around on your ass, staring out the window, smoking Black and Miles, what is that to be proud of? Improve. Then you'll have higher self-esteem. Okay. And do what you know is right. If you do what you know is right, your self-esteem will improve, because the universe rewards that. The universe rewards it when you do something that you know is right. This thing needs doing. I'm going to do it because I know it's right. You're going to have high self-esteem because you're going to have a confidence. Okay, well, for instance, if some gossip spreads around town and okay, I didn't tell it. I did right, and I kept that person's secret like they asked me to do. Guess what that gives you? High self-esteem, because it's like, well, you can sit smug knowing I don't got nothing to do with that. I did good. I did good in this situation. So I don't have no reason to have low self-esteem. But if you out here doing wrong, you're going to have low self-esteem, because at night when you lay on that pillow and you start weighing yourself, because the God is in you. God is in you, weighing you right now. The God in you is weighing you. And you lay your head on that pillow and you're like, damn, I stole that money today. I stole that money today. Hey, Sheena, this is my girl here. That's my girl, y'all. Speaking of self-esteem, that woman got lots of self-esteem. She love herself. She know what she here to do. Okay? What you say? Forgive yourself and others. Move on and give self-love and love others. Boom. Right? And don't think about it. Do it. Stop thinking. Just do it. You know what's right. Maybe when you're 14, you don't know yet. But by the time you're 40, you know what's right. Just do it so you can feel the good feeling. Right? Okay. So how can self-esteem make me into a superhuman? Remember when I told you that a couple of years ago, I started turning up. I started putting my pictures out there and everything. That shit made me into a superhuman. You know why? Because I love myself. And can't nobody tell me nothing about it. Sometimes my friend will come up here, my friend, and he'll be like, oh, she thinks she cute. And I'll be like, you damn right I think I'm cute. But I don't think I'm cute at someone else's expense. I don't think I'm cuter than you, Sheena, or cuter than you, Knowledge, or cuter than you, Tommy Dagger. I just think I'm cute. And I think you're cute too. It's enough love to go around. See, when you love yourself, it's enough love to go around. It's more than enough love to go around. My blessings overflow. My cup overfloweth. I can't give enough love out to you guys because I have so much love in my heart from the way I'm living my life. Okay? I cannot stress enough how doing what you told yourself you were going to do and loving yourself, doing what's right, and then getting out of the way. That's it. If you do those things, you're good. Find out who you are, do your purpose, do it with love in your heart. Be quick, be quick to forgive yourself and quick to forgive others, and you will see the way, because we don't have all the answers, right? We only know what's right from wrong, and sometimes we don't even know that, Get out of the way, and when you feel your life's too hard, you just have a talk with God. That's a song by Stevie Wonder. But that God is you, fam, your inner you. That's God. Okay? I'm almost done. So, karma. So if you don't believe that your soul is going to be judged when you die, you don't have to believe in it, because there's this thing called karma, and it's happening right now. Your karma is the result of your deeds. It's the result of your deeds. If I open the door for an old lady, she says, "Thank you," karma. Her thank you was karma. If I close the door on the old lady and she says, "Biatch," that's my karma. It's the result of what you do in your life. Okay. He said this was a low-key wake-up call for him. Thanks. Well, Chill asked me to talk about this, and I was already brimming with a desire to talk about self-love and everything anyway. He wanted me to talk about happiness, and can people make you happy in a relationship, like self-happiness, And it's a great topic, because it really is the reason why we have so many problems as a race, in our relationships, in our careers. We do not believe in ourselves. We don't know who we are. And we're out here with these clothes on, trying to figure out what hairstyle to wear. And we're not trying to figure out what is my real hairstyle, right? Okay. So karma is working with karma is going to make you into a superhuman. Doing what you know is right is going to make. I got that from Fats. Fats always tells our children, do what you know is right. That's it, right? Okay. Stop worrying. That's going to make you to a superhuman too. No worries. Relax. Feel the sun. Feel the rain. Let people be disrespectful sometimes. Let people be them. I've had people violate me, and I just let them violate me. I'm not saying that you should let people violate you if you can't take it. But the reason why I can take it is because I love myself. I can take a little bit of dissing or whatever. I sometimes I'm around people and I'm like, how you let them talk to you like that? Sometimes a person has such a high self-esteem. They don't care. They don't care that somebody just called them a motherfucker. It's like, okay, I'm a motherfucker then. Whatever. Be like that. No worries. Relax. Everything is going to be all right. I remember being in situations in my life, loving somebody, heartbroken. I'm like, when is this ever going to end? Eventually it ended and I was okay. Everything was all right. And I was stronger. Look forward to that. Okay. Become more attractive. That's another way to become more superhuman. That's what Floyd said earlier when he said, where is that? When he said, learn a new skill. Become more attractive. Again, if I'm walking on a car lot and I see one car, right? That car might run great. That car might run really reliable, but the leather is old and the windshield wipers, whatever. It's just an old car, but it runs fine. And then I see another car right beside it that might run shitty, but the car is beautiful, right? Nice new paint job, souped up engine or something like that. But the car really ain't really hitting on much. Most people are going to pick that attractive car. All right. So you have to make yourself attractive. You have to make yourself attractive, okay? All right, Empress speaking to you, Floyd, you know what I mean? You have to make yourself attractive to people and make yourself attractive, but not people. Let me run it back. You have to make yourself attractive to yourself. If you think you're the bomb just because you love yourself, there's no reason why nobody else can't love you. Another thing that loving yourself will do is it'll help you determine who's who. See, when you love yourself, real recognize real, right? When you meet somebody else with self-esteem, you're going to see them. They're going to see you. Okay. My friend Jara, she spent a lot of years trying to get closer to me as a friend. And then some years went by. I looked up. She was online. She was improving herself. She was losing weight, but not just losing weight, gaining confidence. And then I reposted something that she did. And then I saw her and she was like, that really made my day when you reposted my post. Because I guess she looked at me like, somebody with so much self-esteem and everything like that. Man, I'm out here struggling, with my stuff like everybody else. But I saw her and I recognized that self-esteem in her. When people have self-esteem, you can see it, you can see it on them. When you got that glow, you feel it too. You know what I mean? But when you got that glow, can't nobody stop you, Bruce Leroy. You know what I mean? So I became a lot more receptive to her when I saw her confidence raise up. She got on my radar after that. I'm the type of person, if you don't have confidence, you're not even on my radar. And that's not me bragging. That's just me knowing myself. I know when I'm around somebody who doesn't know themselves. If they start talking and saying certain things, I start knowing, okay, this person is not confident, And that's fine. It doesn't mean I can't be around them, but I can't do certain work with them because you got to love yourself to work with me for real. At the end of the day. Sorry. But that's me making sure I'm all right. Because you can't be around a bunch of people with low self-esteem and your self-esteem high. Eventually, your self-esteem going to be low and theirs going to be high. All right? All right. So finally, can a person have too much self-esteem? No. Because self-esteem and cockiness are two different things. Self-esteem and confidence are different than cockiness. Kanye West. Kanye West is seen as a person who is confident. I see him as a person who is cocky. I see him as having low self-esteem. And sometimes his self-esteem seems really high. I do like the fact that he does seem to know why he's on earth. He knows why he's on earth, and that's to troll everybody and to make niggas mad, But other than that, I sense a low self-esteem in him. Way back in the day, he came and did a performance here locally. And a few of my friends went and saw him perform. And this is before he got married and before he had kids and all that stuff. And there was a woman in the audience and he asked everybody to stand up. She didn't stand up because her leg was injured. And he said, I'm not going to continue this show until this bitch stands up. He said, till this bitch stand up, I ain't going to continue my show. He got some kind of self-esteem problem. You don't talk to people like that if you have high self-esteem. You don't need them to fall on the ground and worship you if you already have self-esteem. So the fact that he needs to be the center of attention, that even if it's negative attention, the fact that he needs negative attention is a telltale sign of him having low self-esteem. So pray for that brother. But anyway, that is it, you guys. I'm so glad you chimed in. I'm kind of glad that my phone messed up because I was able to come over here on the computer and have this talk with you guys and display your comments. I appreciate you. As always, share, like, and comment. Subscribe to Each Nine Teach Nine. You can visit Soul Trust Records and you can subscribe from there, or you can go right to YouTube. Just type Each Nine Teach Nine and you can do it that way. I love you. Okay. And I'm going to check you guys on the next go round. Peace, love, soul, and some more stuff.